Bola Tinubu there. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress is insisting there is no going back on the planned two-day nationwide protest over the state of the economy. This follows several calls for organized labour to shelve its strike, scheduled for the 27th and 28th of February.
The Nigeria Labour Congress has emphasized its resolve and determination to express the pain and grief of Nigerians in a peaceful manner. The NLC cautioned those determined to scuttle the process to be aware of the right to peaceful protest, while security agencies provide needed cover to avoid its hijack. And as NLC prepares for the protest, leader of Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural and Political Organization Afenifere, Reuben Fashion-Roti, has asked Nigerians not to join any protest against President Bola Tinubu's administration due to current economic challenges. He appealed to all to exercise patience and refrain from engaging in protest or actions that might escalate tensions. Chief Fashion-Roti says the country is going through painful surgical solutions which will rescue it from total collapse and restoration to the path of glory. He acknowledged that although the economic measures seem difficult, they are part of a larger strategy aimed at fostering long-term economic stability. Senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, does not share this opinion, as he believes security must be provided for the demonstrators who have rights to protest. The human rights lawyer, in a letter addressed to the Attorney General of the Federation, said Section 83, subsection 4 of the Police Establishment Act empowers the Minister of Justice to provide security cover for the protesters. Mr. Falana was reacting to an earlier statement by the Attorney General of the Federation asking the NLC to shelve its planned strike as it contravenes a subsisting order restraining the union from embarking on any industrial action. The NLC has threatened that there is no going back on the 27th and 28th of February.
As analyst Olufemi Lawson joins me on the news for more perspectives to this development. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Lawson. What do you make of the NLC's planned two-day nationwide protest in the face of calls for it to reconsider and the latest effort of President Tinubu to stabilize the economy by establishing the Tripartite Economic Advisory Committee?
Good evening, and thank you for having me. First of all, I want to toe the path of Femi Falana SAN by stating clearly that protest is a constitutional right, of course, as long as it remains peaceful. But on the other hand, I want to say that as much as there have been tensions, there have been several reasons advanced, particularly by the Labour Center for proposing this protest, I think we must look beyond, because it's beginning to look so much like President Bola Tinubu is the scapegoat here. And I don't want to throw that part, because if you look at the focus of this planned protest and series of other agitations, it has made it look so much like, oh, just the president, just the president. The present situation in the country, I think, is an opportunity for us to interrogate the role of government across the various, levels, the state, the local government, as the case may be. The truth is that since these whole, issues of economic hardship, inflationary, issues and the likes, became prevalent over the last couple of weeks, the federal government, up till today, that President Bola Tinubu constituted that special committee, has taken a series of steps in addressing these challenges, including very few, maybe Lagos State government and very few state government, as the case may be, to address issues. What are other federating units, the states in particular, doing to address the concerns of citizens? These protests are not being planned for Abuja, are not being planned by federal civil servants. These protests are being, planned by the Labour Center and some civil society organizations, mobilizing broad section of Nigerians. What are we doing to also challenge people who share responsibility with President Bola Tinubu, who share resources of the of the country on a monthly basis, President Bola Tinubu, how much are we also challenging them? How much are we also calling them out tomorrow if we have to protest as Nigerians? Like I said, it is constitutional. President Bola Tinubu is a product of the streets, it's a product of the struggle. So President Bola Tinubu, I don't think protest will be alien. But the fact that people are preaching stability, peace, and the likes does not also undermine the right of the people to protest. But we must, at this point, begin to interrogate what other people, particularly the state government and other tiers of government, that we should question are doing to actually address this situation that is calling for this protest.
All right. But let's talk about this newly constituted Tripartite Economic Advisory Team. What are your expectations from this committee?
My expectations are as basic as the president may mandate them to do. Before this committee constituted today, remember the president gave out palliatives. Remember the agencies of government, federal government, including the customs, bringing out foodstuffs. The federal government bringing out food from the national food storage and the like. I keep insisting, what are we asking our state government? Lagos State government constituted a committee also inaugurated today, comprising of eminent Nigerians like Dr. Joe Dumake, Chief Imam of NAFSAT, and some other. These are fundamental steps that must be taken. It is not enough for us to begin to look, and that is why a lot of times some of us will not, but continue to demand for the restructuring of this country. Everything that concerns the local government, what ordinarily should be the responsibility of state government, are not being pushed on President Bola Tinubu or the federal government, because it looks so much like the whole government is concentrated in Abuja, while in the real sense, the federal government is empowering the state and the local government as the case may be. So this is an opportunity for us to also expose the role of what the federal government has considered a committee. President Bola Tinubu has considered a special committee.
Yes.
What are the states doing to cushion the effect of this inflation and economic hardship on the citizens? What are we going to be doing at the grassroots level? In my local government, I know it's going to be practically difficult for anybody to even have access to anything the federal government committee may be embarking upon. They will look so much into what the local government is ready to offer in terms of solution. They will look so much into what the state is able to do in terms of solution. So beyond the committee constituted by President, which I hope will work in line with the mandate of Mr. President, we must begin to query and call to task the state government and other, of course, level of government to also wake up to their responsibility at this very challenging time.
All right, Mr. Lawson, but beyond interrogating the state and local government about their roles in all of this, what other key strategies, practical steps do you think can be taken to overcome these economic challenges?
Fundamentally, I think Mr. President has a duty to rejig his economic team. If you look at the current constitution of the currently constituted economic team, they look mostly like people who have worked with the president in the past because of his trust and confidence in them. I think now the president must look beyond those who have worked with him in the past, those who he has trusted to drive this economy, particularly now that he's governing Nigeria beyond his previous experience of being a state government, being an economist or whatever. So bring in more people from diverse sections of the country, not even leaving out the diaspora community, into his economic team, and build a formidable team that can rescue Nigeria from the current situation.
Right. Then, Olufemi Lawson, Public Affairs Analyst, thank you for sharing your thoughts with us on TVC News at 10.
My pleasure.
And when the news